Alright, so today we're putting back on the supercharger snout. Already got the pulley put back on, so we're gonna take these bolts back out. I had to do a voiceover on this one because we have music and stuff playing, so copyrights and stuff. But we're gonna take the all these bolts and stuff I got in there. I use this little bar right here. I don't want to put it like right there, especially when you first get it off, but I already had it off, popped off, so it's just easier for me to just lift it up. That's why I just put the bar down and just lift it up. I used that tape right there, that roll of tape. That was the easiest thing and softest thing to put in between that supercharger and your engine, so you don't scratch nothing up or nothing like that. That's the new supercharger. We got it on. If you having trouble finding the tool to get the original supercharger off, if y'all having rousers have the right size socket heads. Now I always put my screws back where I got it from. I was working on different cars, so I didn't want everything laying around and get mixed up. And just take out the rest of these few little screws or whatnot. Make sure you got everything out your way. If I'm not mistaken, make sure your gasket and stuff is flush all the way back. You don't want to tear that. You take that top flange back off. That goes to the cap. You just really just slide it right back in there. Slide it in there. Make sure it's flush. It got dowel pins, so make sure it's all the way on its dowel pins. Also, the supercharger pulley, you can spin that and get them pins lined up. And once it's in there, it'll be tight. It won't move around, and you'll actually feel the supercharger be tight. It won't be loose or nothing like that. You can spin it. You should be able to spin your supercharger with no friction. It should be firm though, but it shouldn't be no crazy friction. That right there, yeah, that sensor right there. Sometimes you might have to take off that sensor. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can kind of finesse it in there. I normally go across, back and forth. Try not to really go in a circle pattern. Trying to go like star pattern. So from the left corner to the top right corner, and so on. There's three at the bottom, um, three at the top. that side, you have to take the cap off. Get you a swivel. A swivel works really, really good. Like I said, it's a lot more easier to take off that cap. I'm gonna take off the cap though. I had a supercharger propped up right now. You want to tighten down them bottom bolts first, and then you can set the supercharger down, take off the top cap, and you can tighten down your top bolts. And it's the opposite way when you're trying to take off your snout. Take off your top bolts first, and then you can drop your cap and take out the bottom bolts. Right now I'm just using an electric ratchet with a swivel to get it snug down. Push that up under there a little bit more, and then it'll lift it up. Supercharger up a little bit more, you can really get up in there and tighten down them bolts. So now is one more bolt right there in the middle. You have to drop down the supercharger and tighten up that bolt that's in the middle beside that bolt that I'm tightening up now. Now you just lift it up again, take out that tape, that roll of tape, move your flange, remove all your top bolts. It's a lot of them. Don't lose them. Don't drop them in the engine bay. Put all those to the side, safe place. Now you can find you something to put up under the hat, like we use with that tape. I'll use something a little bit bigger than that tape. I'll get me like a plastic box that hold my tools, like anything. Like that's a bearing puller kit toolbox. You lift the head up, make sure your gasket is flush, and then you put that in there. Now you can access that middle bolt. Now you can put that flange back on with its 3 bolts or screws. You will kind of want to stuff a rag in there, so just in case you drop your screws, especially that last one back there, it's a little tricky, especially if you keep your hat on. Tighten them down. As you see on this supercharger, I hand tighten everything down first and then use a power tool or a ratchet because you will strip it if you're not careful. Get them in, get them in there, tighten them down. Make sure your hat's sitting flat. And that's pretty much that. You put all your screws back in. You make sure you take your time putting them all back in. You don't want to drop any because then, you know, it gets pretty aggravating when you have to look for a little screw like that in a big engine bay. And this is a Durango Hellcat. Them little ones back there is so tricky. I do them one by one. Especially if you don't want to take that back piece off back there. I took all the top screws out, windshield wipers and all the top screws up there. Take all them out and then you can flex that back and forth. It's not really too bad. all your supercharged bolts back in. The bolts are down to the motor. Now I go around and I tighten everything down. Like I said, I try not to go too much in a circle pattern. You'll see me cross over. It kind of don't really matter what pattern you go in sometimes, but you want to go in some type of star pattern. Give it even pressure. You don't want to put all the pressure down on one side and then go straight to the other side and put all the pressure down. You want it to kind of cap down even. That's all the cap. You gotta get all the right tools together. The back tool, you kind of put together a little tool to get back there a little easier. I'm gonna use this ratchet to get this one. Hand tighten all the back ones down as far as you can with your hands. And it's the little tedious part. It takes a little second. It gets a little aggravating, but you need to take your time. You'll tighten them down. Like I said, yeah, it's a little tedious. It takes a little second. Wrap a little bit of tape around there so you can stop moving around. It's a Torx bit with a 1/4 ratchet wrench. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 4 of them back there. So it takes a little minute. this is not really a long job to do. You can literally do this job in under 2 hours, easy. That's taking your time. I could do this job right here in probably like an hour and 30 minutes. Then after that, you just go around, make sure you got everything tight. I'm gonna tighten down these last the big long bolts that mounts the supercharger to the engine.